Afternoon, welcome to the Rams Review, live from Pride Park Stadium. Owen Bradley with former Derby County captain Shaun alongside. Another late cruel blow for the Rams this afternoon. John Eustace losing in his Pride Park bow as Derby head coach as the Rams were beaten by Millwall. This was an even contest for long stretches. Derby came closest to scoring second half when Matt Clark's deflected header was cleared off the line. There was late drama though. Widell Zetterstrom saved the penalty from Josh Coburn, but Coburn redeemed himself with a finish deep into added time to snatch a 1-0 win. A Derby with a couple of injuries as well to Matt Clark and to David Ozo, who was stretchered off. We'll get an update from John Eustace on that shortly. Shaun Barker is alongside, and we'll start with you as always, Barks. There was a real sense of occasion today. Derby once again can't fault the effort, but once again no victory and a defeat here.
Yeah, it's a tough one to take, probably because of the build-up, because obviously it's John's first game in charge here at Pride Park. You wanted an instant reaction, you wanted a performance and a result, and unfortunately that didn't happen. Again, we talk about the same things, I think, since we've been at Pride Park over the last couple of months, Owen, about good effort, good desire, the wanting to compete, the endeavour to try and get something, but ultimately the quality, creating chances, having opportunities, testing goalkeepers, really testing the back line of the team that arrives here at Pride Park hasn't been good enough, and today was another example of that. I thought David Ozo and Adams were the best players by a country mile for us. I thought they constantly worked and tried to drive the team, but ultimately when you get to that final third, how many times did we ask a question of the two centre-halves? How many times did we ask Jensen to make a saving goal? And at Pride Park, from now until the end of the season, we have to do more to really put pressure on the teams that arrive. So disappointing. It was a cruel way, of course, to lose the game in the 95th minute or so. Of course, we're losing a couple of players, which has been a key factor to us struggling in the second half of the season. Looks like David Ozo might be out for a while. Obviously, Matt Clark came off with a hamstring injury. So all in all, a tough afternoon, a tough one to take, but we have to raise our spirits and our game to try and get more results from now to the end of the season.
Let's get some reaction. Here's the Derby head coach, John Eustace.
Yeah, very, very disappointed, obviously, to lose the game. I don't think we deserve to lose the game, but you know, we certainly didn't do enough probably to win it either. We've had a couple of half chances hit the bar. Jakey's pulled a good save off from the penalty. You know, but it's really important that we just keep positive. You know, the lads have had a really good week on the training field today. It was always going to be a really difficult game against Millwall, who are a good, solid championship team. And, you know, disappointed to lose, but it's really important that we just come back Monday positive, and obviously a big game against Middlesbrough then on Saturday.
You can't question their commitment, you can't question their effort. How are the players in that dressing room right now? Yeah, they're
very down. You know, they're very down. Of course, they've lost the game of football, but, you know, it's important we get them back up. You know, the attitude and desire was there for everyone to see again today. You know, they never gave up. Obviously, losing Clarkey and Big David at key moments was disappointing, but you know, the lads that came on, you know, they tried everything to make sure that we could go and win the game, but unfortunately it was just not to be today.
You mentioned the two injuries. I appreciate very soon, but any details on that?
No, not yet. Obviously, you know, we'll have to look at that on Monday. You know, I'm sure the both boys will get a scan, so we'll just have to see.
We talked in the build-up to the game about the fact you finally had some time with the players on the training ground, and it's still not been long at all. Were you seeing out there what you want them to implement?
I think little bits. There's little bits out there, but you know, it's important that we just keep building, and we have another good week on the training field this week. You know, I think our decision making in that final third today was key. We got in some really good areas, especially second half on the transitions, and just that lack of quality in that final third decision making, the pass just not right. So you know, there's lots to work on still, and we'll keep working, and there's no way anyone's giving up. You know, we'll keep fighting, and we'll have a really good week's training again next week.
Is it about belief and confidence and maybe breathing a bit of that back into them?
Yeah, of course it is. You know, again, you know, the lads have trained well. They can do it on the training pitch, which we've showed already this week, and now we've got to go again. You know, it's obviously different when you step into the arena, a bit of pressure and whatnot, but you know, the attitudes of the boys this week has been very, very good. You know, and I know none of them will give up. It's a kick in the teeth today, but this is the Championship. It's relentless. Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday. We've got another week to train this week, and then we've got a really busy schedule coming up again. So we'll be prepared for that. And as soon as we get that first win, that'll breed that confidence as well, I'm sure, in the group. And we're just going to keep working hard.
And as I say, I appreciate not the result that you wanted, but just over 10 years since you last represented Derby County here, smile on your face, how did it feel to be back as Derby head coach? Yeah,
it was amazing. As I say, I'm very proud and very honoured to be head coach of the football club. I'm here for the long term, not the short term, but the most important thing is now that we concentrate on Middlesbrough next week, and we make sure we go there full of confidence and try and get 3 points.
Thanks, John. That's the Derby head coach, John Eustace. Obviously not the results he wanted, Shaun. Did you see anything out there that spoke to you and makes you think that's what he was trying to do, that's what he's trying to implement with the players?
If I'm being honest, not particularly. There was nothing really that stood out in terms of being completely different to what we'd seen before. Obviously we went with a back three, and the wing backs were asked probably to go a little bit higher up in the second half. We've struggled with the same things. I think defensively we can look fairly sound, although you lose the game. The last game was a very rare occasion this season against QPR, conceding so many goals. But in general, defensively we look pretty sound. It's the detail in the final third, and he picks up on it then, the final pass, the final decision. That's let us down at times today, and it has done for a while now. You can't, have as many games here at Pride Park without scoring, without there being a problem. And the problem is the detail, the quality, the final decision. All of those things are key if you want to score goals. For me, I just would have liked to see the back two tested a little bit. I mentioned at half-time maybe putting a centre forward on that would run beyond, that would stretch the pitch, that would make the likes of Cooper have to defend facing his own goal. There was certainly endeavour there. They had moments where they got forward, but at the same time, that's when Millwall looked the most dangerous as well on those transitions. When they nicked the ball back from for a poor pass or a poor decision, they would then counter, and of course that's how they got the goal. So again, he's mentioned the detail and the work rate that's got to go into the week ahead. You cannot judge this team and what John's trying to do with his staff and how he's trying to implement it based on a game or two. But over the next couple of games, we've got to see a real identity, a real shift in what we've seen over the previous 2 months to what he wants to do and how he wants to move forward with his team.
Second half certainly more eventful than the first. Derby had the chance, the Matt Clark header off the crossbar, off for deflection, but there was more action at the other end, and Widell Zetterstrom makes a couple of really good saves, particularly from the penalty, which you certainly didn't have any complaints about.
No, after you've had 2 or 3 penalty claims already turned down by the referee, and I think he was correct with those decisions. As soon as Langas sticks a leg out, you run that risk. Now, there wasn't huge contact, but the player's going away, Coburn's going away from goal, he's in complete control, he's got the pace to deal with the 1v1. As soon as you stick a leg out, you make the referee make a decision, and he made the decision, and I think it was the right one. I thought it was a penalty. Zetterstrom had already made a save, a minute or two before, makes the penalty saves, and you feel like maybe, look, what have gone back in Derby's favour, because of course that chance to hit the crossbar, it's felt like how he's felt the last couple of months here at Pride Park. But ultimately, we've got caught out right near the end and we've got punished. So it's tough to take, it really is. But you're not... I know you instantly, at times, when a new manager comes in, you have a reaction and you see something completely different. You can't fault the players. It's not like they weren't working for Paul, and it's not like they won't work for John. They've got that. There's great characters out there in terms of commitment and desire. The detail's going to have to go on the training ground in that final third. I wouldn't worry about the shape behind the ball. I wouldn't worry about necessarily the out of possession stuff. I'd be thinking, how do we make the most of this set of players, this group of players, to get more chances, cause more havoc in opposition half, and score more goals? Because that's ultimately what's going to either let us down or get us out of this trouble.
A fourth win in a row for Millwall here at Pride Park Stadium, by the way, as Derby set an unwanted record. 6 home games without scoring. First time in history that the Rams have done that. Let's get some more reaction from downstairs. Here's the Derby goalkeeper, Widell Zetterstrom.
I mean, you're going to feel that way straight after a game like this, no matter what. But if you do look at the bigger picture, if we look at what we've done throughout the week and throughout these 100 minutes today, I'm very, very sure that we can look at the good bits and find strength in this, because I mean, the effort we put in today, the effort we've put in throughout the week has been, very, 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 very good. And I genuinely do believe that we are going to find strength in this. It's very, very tough now, as it will be when you lose like this. New week coming up in 2 days, new game coming up in 7, and that's the main focus now.
There were some good bits for you in particular, having not had much to do. You had some really good saves to make as the game went on. Tell me about the contrast in emotions in those final 10 minutes to go from the penalty save to then nothing you could do about the winner.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I was buzzing straight after, but football is played throughout 90 minutes plus extra time, and not something like 80, 87, 88. So you just gotta have to remain calm, and I mean, obviously what happened after is extremely disappointing, but as I said, and that goes for me and that goes for the entire team, you just have to look at the positive bits as of tomorrow.
It's the first full week you've had with the new head coach and his staff. How different have things been for you all?
Well, obviously change happening, it gives a lot of energy to the group, and you could just tell that from the way he works on and off the pitch, that we have that things are going to happen. Like the work we've put in this week, I think, has been extremely good, and I'm very sure, very positive that throughout these remaining weeks we're going to achieve good things on the training ground and on match days.
That's Derby goalkeeper Jakob Widell Zetterstrom. Plenty of results already from the Championship weekend. Wins last night for Bristol City and for Burnley. Victory for Hull at Sunderland earlier. First time that Sunderland have lost at home this season. Massive 3 points for Hull. We'll show you the table shortly. And a draw on the south coast. Plymouth failing to capitalise on Cardiff having a man sent off. 1-1 it finished at Home Park. The other game of note, at 3 o'clock it's underway. It's goalless. Portsmouth 0. Queen's Park Rangers 0. We'll have an eye on Watford against Luton tomorrow. The result of that game could leave Derby bottom of the Championship table. The top two don't play till Monday night. Someone will drop points. Leeds United and Sheffield United. Burnley, the weekend's big winners, already at the top of the table, with Sunderland dropping points today. Bristol City breaking into the top half, into the playoffs, I should say, last night. The bottom then sees Derby second bottom of the Championship table. 4 points from safety now, but crucially, sides above them, Hull and Cardiff, have a game in hand. Luton, as I mentioned, if they win tomorrow against Watford, that will leave the Rams at the foot of the Championship. And that's all from us for now. If you want more reaction to today's game, it'll be on the website for you, dcfc.co.uk. We're back next Saturday. For now, from me, Barks, and the team, goodbye.